Alright you guys, what's up? It is JMMA here, back here with another one. And today you guys, I will be giving my official review on UFC 5. Is it worth buying or is it not? Before we get into it, man, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for more content, and let's get straight into this review. First, let's start off with the grappling. Okay, let's start off with that. The grappling is a little bit more improved than it was in UFC 4. It's way more responsive. You're able to deny more takedowns, able to deny transitions quicker. You're able to hold people on the ground more. Now, as far as the ground and pound, it's essentially the same as UFC 4, but they added a new ground elbow. Now, I know they marketed the ground elbow as somewhat you'll be able to throw more elbows, but in this case, the ground elbow is pretty much, it works like this. You throw the input to throw the ground elbow, and once you throw it, that ends your posture up, that ends your ground and pound. So once you throw it, you go right back down into posture. It's pretty much used as almost like a finishing elbow, almost like you're punching, and then boom, you go back down into guard, something like that. I really don't like that aspect. That was something that I harped on in my my beta review. I really didn't like it then, and I still don't like it now, simply because, let's say for instance, we're in full guard, and you know the damage is different. You know, you can cut somebody with elbows on the ground anywhere because of the new damage system, right? Watch how I break this down. In full guard, you know you're able to throw a multitude of elbows if you're on the bottom. It's extremely unfair for the person on top when they only get to throw one elbow and one chance every time they posture up, and you're not even guaranteed to posture up every time because the game is way more responsive with the transitions now. People are able to deny it quicker and quicker. You only get to throw one elbow, and the other person gets to sit in guard on bottom and throw a multitude of elbows, deny your transitions, and now you have a really bad cut that is in the red. And when you stand up, they can throw two hooks, and then the doctor can possibly stop it. You see what I mean? It's kind of is an advantage for the top position guy. So I don't like the ground elbows, but for the most part, I like the ground game. I will say that the submissions are cool. It's a lot of things wrong with the submissions. I feel like the struggle mechanic itself, it is a very great idea. I feel like it can be exploited a little bit too much, but for the most part, it's not that bad. I really love it. I love how you have to race for the most part. So if I go for a heel hook, and as I'm going for that heel hook, you try to get up, I can turn it into a calf slicer. You can go for a lot of submission counters. You can change submissions. So like I can go for a Kimura, and then mid Kimura I can switch it to an arm bar. So like stuff like that is cool. So the missions ain't totally bad. It's just really that struggle mechanic I have a problem with. But for the most part, really love that. And just the ground game in general, I'm liking it just due to responsive. It's really not like this overhaul for the ground game. It's extremely more responsive. New submission system. Get into online career mode. I know a lot of y'all will be playing this mode instead of ranked online championships, and if you watch my beta review, online career mode, I said it was trash. Yeah, I say online career mode was trash. Online career mode sucks. It sucks. I don't even know how to explain it. It's booty cheeks. It's shit. Take back what I said about online career mode. Online career mode has an extreme amount of potential if EA decides to keep this in. So with online career mode, it essentially works like this. You get 4 divisions. Man, you get a women's division. You get 1 women's division and 3 men's divisions. I believe it's men's lightweight, men's middleweight, men's heavyweight, and then women's strawweight, if I'm not wrong. You get those 4 divisions, and you pretty much have a calf in each division. There's no set archetype. You have to upgrade your character for whatever playstyle you want it to be. You can unlock moves, unlock perks, things like that. You have to upgrade the moves by throwing them a lot, essentially. It has a good base. The ranking system is essentially like ranked, but here's why I think it has potential. Get rid of the ranking system, because it's pretty much ranked for calves, which I understand. But if you're gonna call it online career mode, just call it like calf rank. Don't call it online career mode, right? If you want, they can really overhaul this, possibly for you, possibly now. If they just change it now, it'd be cool. But possibly for UFC Fit 6, it has a lot of potential. Here's my idea. What if there's a ranking system like the legit UFC 1 through 15, and fighters online are trying to fight to get into the top 15, trying to fight contenders, things like that. And there's one set champion. That one set champion has to defend against each person on those leaderboards, right? He has to just keep winning, trying to keep his title, right? He can go up in weight. He can try to go for double champion. You know, a person can go down in weight, try to go for double champion as well in these other weight divisions, things like that, right? But here's the thing. People are going to say, well, how is that person going to be able to defend each and every time online? You know, everybody's on different time schedules, things like that. Here's my counter argument to that. You can have it to where the champion has a number of hours to defend his title. He has a number of set hours, so you can send an invite to the person and be like, hey, I'm ready to defend my title. Do you want to accept? And the person can hit accept, and boom, it puts you straight into a 5-round title match. Something like that would be so cool. It's a lot of things they could have did better with the online career mode. It has a lot of potential. I honestly think it's better than ranked championships. As far as like the fun and what you can do with it, it has an extreme amount of potential. Online ranked championships is more so for competitive play, but this has an extreme amount of potential. This is competitive as well. It's just with calves. Next, let's talk about ranked championships. And this is, I'm kind of going to striking with this too as well. So this is pretty much gonna be ranked championships and striking. So let's just go with ranked championships. They changed the weight class. It was gonna be 24 hours. 3 set weight classes every time. They changed it from 30 minutes, and it is a breath of fresh air. It's not what we wanted, or we're able to pick our own weight divisions like in UFC 3, but it's like it's constant, and it's pretty good. You're really not worried about, you know, oh my goodness, women's weight class, I gotta wait 20 minutes. You know, it's nothing like that. It's pretty constant, right? So I do like that. Ranked championships as a whole is extremely toxic right now, just like how it was for UFC 4, simply because there's a lot of problems with the striking and stam. And now that we're talking about the striking and stamina, let's get into that. All right, striking and stam are horrendous this year. Absolutely horrendous this year. On the striking, it goes hand in hand with the stam. Block breaking is worse than it was in UFC 4 because there's absolutely no penalty with the stam. If I throw body shots while you're block breaking, you're not gonna lose that much stam. You know what I mean? You're block breaking me, you know, going crazy with combos. Your stam is regenerating. You're not losing that much stam as you should. If I'm evading punches and things like that, you should be losing a lot more stam for missing. You're not, though. You're able to throw an endless amount of combos with that stam. They have to change that, because you can throw 150 strikes in a round and still damn near have like 85 to 90% of your stam, maybe even 95%. That is a huge problem right now in ring championships with the striking and the stamina. The stamina really needs to get tweaked and fixed. I don't know what they're talking about with jab nerfs. So that shit ain't in the game, because it don't feel like the jab is nerfed. Nothing feels nerfed in my opinion. It just don't feel nerfed. They say they had new head movement. The head movement would be good and fun because it is fluid and responsive. It's a little bit more slowed down, a tad bit more slowed down than it was for UFC 4, but it would be better if the tracking on punches wasn't fucking horrendous. The tracking on punches is horrible because somebody could be block breaking. This is why block breaking is so bad. Somebody can be block breaking. You can duck a hook and try to bring your head back up the center, but they're throwing double hooks, so you can duck it. You can duck the first hook and then throw another hook, and while you're still ducking, the hook is still hitting you. So I can go duck and I can try to pull, or I can go duck, and the hook is still hitting you. Punches are still hitting you as you're trying to evade the block break. So people are gonna say, well, if you're a good player, you can just move your head. No, it don't work like that. And then at certain times, you get caught by what I call the sand monsters. You get caught by the motherfucking octagon mat monsters, where you try to exit out of the pocket, but you can't because the person has you caught in a fucking trance, or I don't know what it is. They're frame trap you something because they're throwing so many combos. So the striking and stam needs a lot of fixes. I do like the check hook animation though. That's pretty cool. The uppercut hook animations, really don't have a problem with it. I watched 3MG Live's review. He made a good point about how uppercuts really don't look like uppercuts, and that was something that I had a problem with when Undisputed. Now when he said that, I started playing UFC 5 again, and I was really paying attention to the uppercuts, and he's kinda right. So maybe they can kind of torque the uppercuts. I feel like body shots should really be zappy or stam if you're vulnerable. They should really be zap and stam if you're constantly going for it. They just gotta fix stam in general, bro. Stam gotta get fixed. And finally, we gotta talk about the career mode. Career mode, man. It's essentially the same shit as UFC 4. Essentially the same shit. Coach Davis is back. He say a few curse words, that's why it's rated M for mature. He says, my favorite cuss word is fuck. He says the F word, he says the S word. Oh my goodness, he cursed. Career mode is the same, bro. It's the exact same. So if you're buying UFC 5 career mode, don't buy it for the online career mode, not the regular career mode. It is the exact same thing, the exact same system. You fight Action Avenue, you go to Dana White Contender Series. If you don't get a first round finish, you go to WFA, you fight there 2 to 3 times, then you go to the UFC. It's the same formula. You use money to treat injury. It's the same thing as UFC. Overall, I am giving UFC 4 a 6.5 out of 10. It has a lot of potential to be good if these day one patches, well, not day one, if the game is continuously patched the right way. We're gonna have to see what EA does, but if the game is patched the right way, it can be great. I would have gave it a 7. I really would have gave it a 7. I'm giving it a 6.5. It loses 0.5 points because there is 0 new UFC fighters in a game that took 3 years. No Ian Gary, no Jeff Neal, no Drew Dober, no Matt Fravella. All these ranked UFC fighters. Marina Rodriguez has been a ranked fighter in a women's strawweight. She fights at strawweight or flyweight. She fights at one of those divisions. Since 2019, she's been ranked in the top 10. She is yet to be in a UFC game. They have to fix that. We need. I was looking forward to using Ian Gary. Ian Gary was gonna fucking already be my first showcase. I really wanted to use him. He's not in the game. I can't fucking use him. The alter egos are cool. Some are ass. Some are cool to play with. Like the John and Connor one are probably the 2 best ones. But yeah, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. Man. Let me know down below in the comment section what y'all think. Have you bought UFC 5 yet? Do you think it's worth it? Let me know down below in the comment section. Peace, love, and prosperity. Love you guys. Do something productive with your day. Beating me. It's not productive. See you guys next time. It's been Jamie, man. I'm out. Peace.